Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of A Dairyman's Diary. My name is Frank, and you join me here on MEADOW GROVE FARM as always, as we are just feeding up this morning. It's a Sunday morning. Cattle are getting the feed for the morning here, and then we'll be all looking good. We haven't got any room to turn around out there, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So we're going to do this a little bit unorthodox, really, but hey, it's working for us. We're cracking along through here, just kind of, you've done this enough times really, it's almost automatic, you don't really think about it at all there. So we're just going to get this mixed ration. This is silage with a bit of straw in here. We've got a little bit of mineral lick in there as well for them, and there's also in there, but a little bit of beet fodder as well. So they're all doing very well with it, which is looking good. Because we're not milking at the moment, whilst we wait to kind of move to our across to our new farm, the urgency to get good protein levels in there isn't quite as high. Obviously, we want to keep them in good condition. I want to keep the weight on them, so that's working out okay. We'll just knock that down there. But yeah, like I say, the urgency isn't to get quite as high proteins going in there, so they're looking all right. So we are going to leave this pretty much about here. Actually, just going to square up a little bit with the Keenan. A lot of silage and muck on the floor there, which is why this little tractor's been bounced around a bit, but we're gonna just knock it down there. And alright, out we go. So, like I say, that it's a Sunday morning. We are looking pretty good around the yard here. You'll see a lot of machinery starting to come down at the bottom. We've got the 66 and the 68 here, both have a burrow and trailer on the back, and with good reason. We're gonna be putting some bales onto the back of those today. But there's a few little things that we need to have a look at. We're going to walk around this way to show you, just show you kind of what I've been working on. You might recall in the last episode there, we had the construction equipment arrive, which was a shock really to see. There is all of my equipment down this end now. And well, there is a big New Holland, and it's been moved, as you can see there, and there's some work actually started happening. It's happening pretty quickly. So they have fenced off all of this, everything on the other side of this clamp, really. You can see here, jump over there, here is the fence in question. So we've got a few bits of equipment on this side, just because we needed the room there, but they have already started now. If I can get a stable leg up here, look at what's going on here. They got some cabins in here. There's a huge hole starting to form over there. I have no clue what for, but there's a digger parked up there. Like I say, Sunday morning, we're not working today anyway, so this is all just going to be for left until tomorrow, I imagine. They've been knocking down concrete walls. They've been ripping up some concrete, so you can see there's a bit of a mashup of everything here, but the crusher is just behind this big machine. That makes some noise when it gets going, and they are piling all of this up, piling all up on the other side of the crusher there, really. So I guess they're going to try and recycle it. I don't know. But they've also, something we'll try and get to show you from the other side, they've also really dug into and taken the level down from the shed that we had our slurry tankers parked in. They've completely knocked that down, ripped up the concrete walls and the pad there. They also just removed the best, thousands of tons of topsoil, I'd reckon, I guess. And yeah, they've moved it all entirely. So there's a lot of change happening. Now what we're going to do before we go up there, we're just going to move this 6820 just so we can get a better angle of it, because we're going to have to load this up like I mentioned. So we're just going to swing it around the corner here. Like so. Let's just go back first so we can get a bit more angle on it here. So yeah, the yard is slowly changing here, and it's quite difficult to see actually, and quite difficult to take. So we'll have to follow it closely and see how this progress continues. But yeah, we are really starting to feel like we're being chased out of here at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is mark that about there. I should do this one. Perfect. It's a beautiful sunny day though, anyway, nice and crisp morning, and we can get on to yeah, we can get on to all of that there. That shouldn't be a problem. And we have the mighty Powers up here. We're going to go and use that this morning. Up we come. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean on this side of things. You should be able to see through the fence just a little clearer over here. We'll get this gate opened up as well. Fantastic stuff. So here is the loader, which my bale spike fell over on me, so we have to pick that one back up, and then we're going to take this hay out of here, so this shed will be then completely empty. So we're going to remove this. These bales here, there's probably 2 and a bit loads, actually, maybe closer to 3 loads more, look at it, but we got 2 trailer loads filled up today. And then, yeah, that means that shed can pretty much be knocked down, but as you can see, if I jump into here, I might kind of be able to see that, but all right through to that gateway, the far side beyond that tracked excavator there, there's they've dropped the height down by a good conservative 8-9 foot, I would say, at the moment, so it is quite something. But yeah, it's really changing. It is really quite something to see it as well. The manner of time which it took to do this was next to nothing. I don't know what this is for, if it's going to be like a main, I don't know. But yeah, it's all closed off. So once we get this hair out of here, it's going to move further over once again. There won't be much left for us to have a look into there at all, I don't think. But for right now, my first job is just going to be to try and rescue this here loader fork. Right, I've got it. We'll just slide it over that way. Fantastic. There we go. We've got it picked up. Fantastic stuff. And then we can actually get some bales out of here. Now, what we'll do is try to get these ones. Using the power seeder because, yeah, just with the front loader on the 66, it would have been a little tricky. I think just a little tricky. So at least we get a good maneuverability here, which is the main thing. Now it is a little bit light on the rear end, but we'll make it work here. Just take our time. And yeah, and that's going to be it. These bales are coming with us. We're going to be taking these on over to the new yard, which is going to be very exciting indeed. So hopefully we'll get a bit more traction made there today, and we'll see. But yeah, lots of positive steps for us, really. Still waiting for the last kind of little things to be sorted out with the new place, of course. But I'm hoping, I keep hearing things back from my solicitors and hoping it's not going to take too long. So we'll have to watch this space. Of course, as we go around that corner there. Perfect stuff. Okay, we're just gonna get this one loaded onto here. And alright then, so that's load number 1 done at least. What we need to do is, let's see if we've got enough space here actually. You just never know. Try and get ourselves around. There we go. Okay, so. As you can see, there's quite a few bales of hay in here. This is actually really good quality hay for the most part, which has been, well, especially when we were having all of our cattle indoors there, we were going through this pretty heavily, so nice to have it, and it would be great to kind of get our cattle onto when we get over to the new place. That's the one thing I've been mentioning that we're going to struggle with, is that we just don't have any fodder over there, so we're having to take everything over ourselves, which is, of course, not ideal. But we'll do it if we have to, and yeah, all being well, we should be able to get ourselves kind of up and running again in the spring, and get some silage taken. Oh, easy does it. This one's must be a heavier bale here, but I think we're through. And yeah, and we'll get some silage taken there, and we'll get ourselves into a lot better stock for the next year. But we're just kind of in limbo really there right now. It's not affecting the cattle's health though. The cattle are looking very good. Everyone is looking, or they're all looking very healthy actually at the moment there, and they're keeping their condition very well. We're going to be going a little bit more heavily into the beef side of things, so we're probably going to be changing out some of our stock a little bit. But for now, to begin with, we're going to take everything we have over and get rolling with those guys there. So all in all, we'll have about 400 head of cattle, which is going to be pretty good. Should be a really good size actually for us to start with, and because we're going to be downgrading the acreage a little bit to start off, certainly until we can try and find a little bit more of a land to lease. We'll probably look at, we're going to have a little bit of a good cash flow situation, so even try and make the most of that somewhere where we can, and pull down some, and maybe try and upgrade a bit of the fleet somewhere as well. You just never know, but certainly all these options are available to us, that's for sure. Back around here. I think the next stage for these folks, as far as their plan goes, is that once they can get this all knocked down and flattened, or this shed the haze in, think the next stage is not quite, well, they'll flatten this one off, and then I think there's going to be a giant hole appearing where we are, so that's going to be quite something to see, for sure. What we'll do is just stick this load onto there. It certainly looks like there's going to be some giant kind of foundation in there, or whatever it may be, but yeah, when they get going during the middle of the week, there's a lot of trucks coming in and out as well there now, bringing in all manner of different materials and carting away a lot of the waste as well. So that is it's going to be something that we need to keep an eye on for sure, and just limits what I can do during the week around here. So I've been planning things a little bit more strategically in terms of, watch that, am I okay? Yeah, perfect. Trying just to make sure that we're not going to be blocking each other in or getting into too much of a mess with them, because there's some pretty big trucks coming in and out, and I want to be able to get the next load of equipment away as well, which should hopefully be tomorrow. We're going to take some grassland equipment down to the Chellington Valley there, which would be good. So we'll be able to get that all taken care of as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. It's like I mentioned there, it's a lot to kind of plan and map out, but we'll hopefully get it done sooner rather than later. There we go. So as I mentioned recently, we are taking all of the hay that we get ready here. We're taking that away to my buddy's yard. He is the haulier who's carting all the machinery down. Oh, it's squared up there. And yeah, he's able to let's move that one out of the way. Don't need that. He's able to kind of look after it all down there. He's got plenty of space to stack it all up. So that's kind of what we're doing there, and it does seem to be working out pretty well. And once we get it all in a position where we can shift it, we're going to move it all over in one go, so that that's what's happening with the machinery. I just kind of grabbed all I could there. That didn't work out too well at all. We're going to have to come in and get these sorted out a little bit, but we'll get that done. Round we go. Happy days. Yeah, so all it means is that we're getting everything off here, because as you can see, time is running out here as well. I believe there's a tenant in the area, or a farmer in the area, who's going to take on some of the land. We have obviously left it. We haven't touched it at all. So they're going to come on and take a lot of that, so that's kind of very handy as far as I'm concerned. And they can look after all of it and do whatever they please with it there, but yeah, it obviously wasn't worth us touching really the second that we knew we were going. We kind of just left it, so I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we see something happening on some of this land around here. And I'm trying to desperately find out who it is to see if I can strike up a deal to get rid of any more any machinery or any more of the fodder, or even actually a little bit more muck around here that I have. So if I don't have to cart any more away or pay to have a cart away, that would be ideal. So again, just kind of trying to work smartly, not hard really. That's what I'm looking at the moment, and it seems to be working for the most part. Now what we're going to do, just in an effort to try and tidy all this mess up, is grab this one. Now moving bales around is why I love this power so much. It's such a handy machine for it. Nothing it can't do really. Put that on there. And we'll get this one stacked up next to that one. So you can see one trailer load here is really kind of eaten into this pile a bit, which is fantastic. Shouldn't take us too much longer. And we go nice and gently. Great stuff. Alright, so we're going to load this trailer up here, and then we're going to do a little bit of shifting around the yard again, and we'll come back to you for a bit of a kind of a summary. We're going to start, once we get this one loaded up, we're going to, also today we're going to get the next load of equipment ready to go, and just get it all lined up, pulled out as well, so we can get it onto the trailer as soon as that arrives there. So, lots happening as always, and we'll fill you in with something else, with a bit of an update once we get these trailers loaded. Alright then, so that's load number 1 done. Decided just to hang on to load number 2 just so we can get this trucking, because I think it's going to arrive sooner rather than later. I don't want to be either A, in the middle of loading up a trailer load of round bales, or B, done with nowhere for this wagon to move. So we'll get to that one in just a moment. This guy's all strapped up there, ready to roll, and besides, I can only drive one over at a time. It takes me a little bit of time there to do it too. So That's another thing we're going to have to be thinking about when we do get over to Chellington Valley. We used to have Terry working for me, and we won't be able to continue to employ him because he is very local, so he's not going to be able to commute across. So we are going to be looking for a new drive there at some point once we get ourselves across. The next load of gear, I am thinking I'm going to try and get as much of this shed here done as possible. Should be able to get most of this onto one load. If it's a big trailer that arrives, certainly get most of this on. So that's going to be the aim here, to get all of that done. Then we've got the cultivation equipment in that little lean-to to take care of, and then we've got a few bits in here, the sprayer and the rake. And then that's kind of it all done. Bales are just going to be a huge problem for us, so watch this space and how we get those ones all completed. But yeah, that's kind of, it's just another short and sweet little episode today, but I just wanted to show you what we're all working towards, really how we think we're going to get to it, or how I'm going to get to it, and how I'm going to try and get this all cleared out. But it's starting to feel a little bit real now that we are getting chased out piece by piece, and the end is not far away for myself here on Meadow Grove, I don't think. So we'll keep at it. We'll see what we can do as always. But until next time, I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who, as always, does agree to host everything and does a sterling job at it as well. But until next time, thank you ever so much, folks. I've been Frank, your host for this week's Dairyman's Diary, and we'll see you all in the next one. Catch you later.